I joined street at the age of 5 years. It wasn't easy. You have to look for yourself food, you have nowhere to sleep. In case of anything, any problem in your life, no one to help you, it's you. So you act as a parent yourself. We had some days without food, you try asking for money but nowhere to get. There are some drugs like jet fuel. When you take that, jet fuel makes you feel like you're perfect, you're full, you're satisfied, you're strong, and you're not hungry. These drugs affected the brains. Most of the kids were imprisoned, beaten, and most of them who lost their lives, they lost their lives because of these drugs. Yeah, one day when I was sick, when I went to hospital, I asked for medication because I had a wound around the neck here, throat. I wouldn't speak well because I had no money, so I had to go to a government hospital. We would go there, but so we're dirty. We're not allowed to enter the hospital. People never valued street children. It seems, I don't know whether they thought we're not useful to their country.
I remember one day I was out at lunch and I was eating my lunch by myself, and I saw this group of street boys and they were begging for food and money from other people, and I looked down at my plate and I just thought, how can I eat this food when they're not having anything to eat today?
She called us. I asked myself, why is she calling us? Surprisingly, she was getting us some food.
So I called them over and I gave them my food, and they took it and they ran. And I watched them and I remember just feeling something in me, like I loved Paul when I saw Paul.
There's something which came into my brain and said, no, you need to do something. I went back. Actually, I'd moved like a kilometer far away. So I went running. Thank you so much for the food. At least I've done something. Then I went back to my group.
So the next day, I went to the street. I looked for him, and it took hours, but I found him. And we just spent time together that day. And I had brought a friend of mine who could speak his language, and we just started learning about why he was on the street and what he did during the daytimes.
She bought for me clothes, but for my clothes, the one I had for the town, I couldn't leave them aside. Because if they had seen me with those nice clothes, they would have easily removed them from me. Because I was still young.
So after spending time with Paul, and I started learning, I wanted to learn more about why he was on the street, and I learned he was from the Karamojong tribe, and then I learned that the Karamojong are the majority on the street.
Most of the kids in the streets are from Karamoja because it's being affected by very many things. It has a lot of challenges. For example, Karamoja is totally dry. We Karamojongs do believe that all short-horned cattle belong to us. There is a lot of cattle rustling. Became worse, mostly when guns got exposed to the Karamojongs in excess. Even a child of 10 years would acquire a gun. Most of the parents have lost their lives. They do escape from there to come this way to look for survival, because they know if they have to stay that side, they will be killed.
So I wanted to do something, and I wanted to show every child on the street, no matter where you live, you're a human being. Spent a lot of time with Paul, and I spent a lot of time with the kids that he was on the street with, and that includes Bosco and Michael and Mark and Friday. I got to know them, and I learned about their personal stories, and I got their photos. And when I finally had to leave Uganda, I went home and I started looking for sponsors, people just to help with their education. And one by one, we found someone for each, and we brought them in. And years later, here we are. Our Our main program includes 3 family homes for children ages 1 to 18 who cannot be at home with their own family for one reason or another. We also have a reunification program, which aims to reunite children with families whenever possible. When children turn 18, rather than just be kicked out of the program, as most orphanages and children's homes do, the Children of Peace for Paul move into the transition program, which helps them grow into adulthood and become functioning members of society while they complete their education. Besides supporting children in need, we have the Hand Up program, which is where we partner with talented adults to enable them to pursue higher education while giving back to the Children of Peace for Paul and the community. For them, it's not a handout, it's a hand up. Peace for Paul also strives to make a difference in the community through community outreach programs for adults and children alike. The biggest goal of Peace for Paul is to become sustainable from within Uganda, and we are working toward that goal with various sustainability projects, which includes gardening, pig farming, solar power, and rainwater collection tanks.
Peace for Paul is not the organization. Peace for Paul is the person who is in need.
Peace of Paul has been everything to my life because it has been hope, it has been peace, and it's been love into my life.
Without Peace of Paul, I couldn't be somewhere like right now where I am.
They are really in for us. My life is different right now.
Peace for Paul has really done a great work to my life. We're having what we call love, care, and attention from the people we really believed in at this stage.
We all wish for this organization the best because it has made us what we are right now.
Peace for Paul is beyond my family.